The document had been encased in the early 1950s along with the other charter's documents. In the 50-plus years since the documents had initially been encased, things changed. We have greater knowledge of materials, display techniques, and we wanted to incorporate those into new encasements.
The interesting thing about the transmittal page, it was the one document that was never on display, and so it was available. We knew that was where we wanted to start.
We were able to work out procedures in terms of how to open the 1950s era encasement, which, by the way, did not come with a manual. Do you want to start with taking the frame off? We used a hand-shaped tool to work through the lead that was holding the layers of glass together, and we used a rocking motion to basically cut through the lead, which was pretty soft and easy. It is almost like butter.
It's like very cold butter.
Right. The work was a little bit more difficult at the four corners of the encasement where there were heavy applications of solder. So after we broke the seal, then our next step was essentially to delayer the parts of the encasement. And we did that very carefully with the top layer of glass and then the layer of glass that was in direct contact with the parchment.
One of the big concerns we had for all the encased documents was that they had been sealed with a loose piece of glass, free-floating, resting directly on the surface of the parchment and ink.
We didn't know if there would be any issues with the free-floating glass that was inside of the encasement adhering directly to the parchment. An edge. See anything?
There was no adhesion, so we were greatly relieved. The second question that was really of great concern was the condition of the ink. It had been seen that at least in one place there was a loose flake of ink kind of lifting up off the parchment. So under a binocular microscope, we consolidated ink flakes, letter by letter, line by line. We did this for each of the documents that make up the Charters of Freedom, beginning with the transmittal page and ending with the Declaration. When we found a lifting flake of ink, it's kind of interesting. They lift up sort of like old paint on the side of an old dilapidated house. It's still attached, but it's lifting up and very vulnerable. We took a very, very fine brush and put a tiny, tiny droplet of a warm gelatin under the lifting flake. And what that did was relax the ink, and then by capillarity, it pulled it back down as it relaxed. So it brought it down effortlessly into the position it was originally.
Whereas in the old encasements, there was glass sitting directly on the document that really tended to compress and caused us some concern. The new mounting technique in the encasements have the parchments resting on a custom cut platform. The inert gas that was used in filling the encasement is argon, humidified argon. We wanted very low or no oxygen levels in the encasement just to prolong the life of the parchment and the ink, to really ensure a very wonderful viewing experience for the public and also to enhance preservation.